You know, there's a gold rush happening right now, but it's not in some far-off mountains. It's happening on YouTube. It's called YouTube automation, and it's promising this revolutionary new way to build a content empire, a lot of times without even showing your face or touching a single editing timeline. But the big question is this the real future of content, or is it just a bubble that's about to burst? Okay, let's get into it.
If you're a creator, you know this feeling all too well. The endless hours scripting, then recording, then hunting for that one perfect stock clip, and then the editing. Oh, the editing! It is a relentless, soul-crushing grind. But what if you could just skip all the tedious parts? What if you could focus purely on the ideas? Well, that is the core promise of YouTube automation, and it's exactly why millions are flocking to this new frontier.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the problem every single creator faces, the creator's dilemma. Then we'll dive into the incredible promise of the automation revolution and the amazing tools that make it all happen. But then we got to get real and talk about the harsh reality check, what I'm calling the automation apocalypse. And finally, we'll wrap up with how to create smart, not just fast.
All right, section 1, the creator's dilemma. So what exactly is it? Well, for years, the biggest bottleneck in making videos has always been the visuals. You know, finding that perfect clip or that perfect image to match every single line of your script. It's a totally manual, super labor-intensive process that just drains your time and, honestly, your creative energy. And look, this quote from a creator on Reddit says it all. I want to avoid manually searching for and inserting visuals for every line. This just captures that universal pain point perfectly. We're not talking about some giant media company struggling with this. This is a regular person just trying to make their workflow manageable. And this is the exact problem that YouTube automation claims it can solve.
So that brings us to the automation revolution. This is where we see the rise of what people call faceless channels or cash cow channels. And these things, they operate more like automated businesses than, say, a personal brand. The goal here isn't just to make a few videos. It's to build a scalable system that spits out content and generates revenue with as little human effort as possible.
And let's be real, the incentive is powerful. I mean, we're talking big numbers. Industry guides suggest that a well-run automated channel can realistically pull in anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income once it really gets going. And some channels, especially in high-value niches like finance or true crime, they're earning way more than that.
But you know, it's not just about the money. It's about your time. The core promise here is saving up to 70% of your creation time. And that efficiency, that's what allows creators to scale up from just one channel to a whole network of channels, a true content empire.
So you're probably wondering, how is any of this even possible? Well, the answer, of course, is AI. There's a whole new generation of tools that have popped up that can handle pretty much every step of the content creation process. We're talking about turning what used to take days of work into a task you can knock out in just a few minutes.
And the workflow is surprisingly simple. First, you start with an AI like ChatGPT to generate a script. Then you feed that script into a text-to-speech tool like 11 Labs to get a really human-like voiceover. Then, and this is the absolute key, the script is used to batch generate all of your visuals automatically, and then you just download and schedule them for upload. It's pretty wild.
The secret sauce to all this is a concept called batch processing. Tools like Auto Whisk can take a list of hundreds of prompts straight from your script and just generate all the images or video clips you need in one single go. You literally click start and you walk away. I mean, while you sleep, your AI assistant is building an entire library of custom visuals just for your video.
It sounds almost too good to be true, right? A system that just creates content for you, builds you an audience, and generates passive income.
Yeah, but this is where the story takes a very sharp turn. Because while all these creators were busy building their automated empires, you better believe YouTube was watching.
And that brings us to the automation apocalypse. You see, the very efficiency that makes this model so attractive is also its greatest weakness. YouTube has started a massive crackdown on what it calls mass-produced, repetitious, or inauthentic content. And you guessed it, automated channels are directly in the crosshairs. The core issue really boils down to this one policy on reused content. See, YouTube's goal is to reward original, valuable content. So if a channel is just reading a blog post over some generic stock clips or using the same templated slideshows with tiny changes, YouTube doesn't see that as adding value. It sees it as spam.
Now, the crucial distinction to make here is that YouTube isn't banning AI. No, it's banning lazy content. So if you add your own original insight to an AI-generated script, that's totally fine. But having an AI voice just read a Wikipedia article over random footage, that is not fine. That's a one-way ticket to getting demonetized.
And getting demonetized isn't even the worst-case scenario. For channels that repeatedly violate these policies, the end result is permanent termination. The entire channel, all the subscribers, all the watch hours, can be completely wiped out overnight. And if you think this only happens to small channels, you gotta think again. Screen Culture and Cage Studio, two massive channels that were making AI-generated movie trailers, were terminated by YouTube. Combined, these two had over 2 million subscribers and had racked up more than 1 billion views. They were absolute giants in the space, and they still got shut down. So, does this mean the dream is dead? Not at all. It just means the game has changed. See, the future isn't about creating fast. It's about creating smart. It's about using AI as a powerful tool to enhance our human creativity, not to replace it.
And, there's another critical risk here that goes way beyond just YouTube's policies. We're talking about copyright law. According to the U.S. Copyright Office, copyright can only protect material that is the product of human creativity. So what does that mean? It means if the images or videos in your content are 100% generated by an AI from a simple prompt, you don't legally own them. They can't be copyrighted.
So the path forward is pretty clear. You have to use AI as a true collaborator. The key is to make sure a human, that's you, is driving the creative vision. Use AI to generate a first draft, but then you've got to infuse it with your own voice, your own original analysis. Use AI to create visual concepts, sure, but then use your creative judgment to edit them into a compelling story. It's that significant human-led creativity that both YouTube and copyright law are actually designed to protect.
Ultimately, this all brings us to the fundamental question that every creator has to answer today. AI can handle the repetitive stuff, sure, but it can't replicate genuine curiosity or unique perspective or truly human storytelling. The tools are here right now to build a content empire faster than ever before. But the real, enduring value, that will always come from the person behind the machine. The choice is yours.